Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Sushmita. So, I have been stuck in a reading slump for the longest possible time, and there I was scrolling through the different books available on my Kindle app, and I saw this book, The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, there. So, I have already seen this book in social media, and it is marketed as some YA romance fantasy with the trope of enemy to lover. And all these things are something which I normally don't go to when it comes to the books that I read. I do not prefer romance, and over time I have realized that I do not enjoy YA nowadays as much as I used to, which made me feel very old. But surprisingly, I decided to check the book out on a whim, and I did, and I was hooked. So I have started reading this The Folk of the Ashes series, and I have already finished two of the books, and I am into the third one. So the books are narrated by Jude. And in the first book, The Cruel Prince, as the story begins, she's 7 years old and she lives with her parents and two of her sisters, one her twin known as Tarin, and another, the eldest one, Vivian. But one day, their world is turned upside down when a fae enters their home and kills both her parents. And it turns out that Vivian is the eldest daughter of the person who killed both her parents. And he, after murdering their parents, abduct these girls and take them to the fairyland. Just within the first chapter, the book managed to hook me in, and I finished reading it in just one night. So after the sisters, they are taken into the fairyland. There Jude and Tarin, being human, being mortal, they are being subjected to a lot of mockery and a lot of cruelty, because the fae people, they look down upon these mortals, they look down upon anyone who's human. And we are also introduced the characteristics, the traits of the fae people. So it is interesting to read about them, because the fae seem to be very deceptive and scheming kind of people, with a particular inclination in some towards violence and towards tormenting anyone they could find mortal. Tarin, she tries to mold herself into this world and she tries to adapt to the world around her, but Jude, she wants to be regarded with respect. She wants to have power, because after coming to the Fae land, she has been made to feel powerless among these highly powerful Fae. And through sheer willpower and dogged adamant, she manages to find a place for her in the Fae world. Although not being accepted properly, she manages to find some semblance of control, some semblance of position in the world of the Fae. I am someone who does not like reading romance, and I do not like reading books where romance is the central plot. That's one of the reason why I did not pick up this book, and I am so glad that I was proven wrong, because romance in this book is just a subplot, but it is dealt very nicely. The enemies to lover trope, that frustration of miscommunication, everything is handled nicely, but as a subplot, which made me love and admire this book even more. Now, I'm not someone well versed in this fantasy reads to talk of magic system or world building, but whatever I read, I managed to love. I was transported out of this world, and the most important thing is that this book managed to get me out of my reading slump. The writing is simple, sharp, crisp, and it is very fast paced. Like I mentioned, I completed it in just one night. Already picked up the ebook, The Wicked King. As I moved on to The Wicked King, the second book of the series, I realized that I liked the second part better. You know what the best thing about these books is? The politics, the twists and turns, the deceit. These fae people, they are so interesting, although so cruel, so frustrating. But their promises, they may have a twist which might prove harmful for you. Their gift, they may contain hidden meanings, hidden insinuations which may get you in trouble. So you have to be very particular, very specific of asking them for any gift or any promise or any wish. And the best thing, and oh yes, maybe that's true for all fae people in all romance books, I don't know. It's that they cannot lie, yet they try to say things in a way that their lies are not caught. And all these things I found so interesting. And the ending of The Wicked King, oh my god, what a twist. I wasn't expecting it, to be very honest. I was expecting, maybe I am naive, maybe because I do not have much experience reading such books, which is a good thing because I enjoyed this one, but I did not expect the ending. And Carden, oh my god, I hated his character when he was initially introduced, but then as the books progress, we are introduced to him, we are taken through his childhood, and we now get to know the trauma that he grew up with, the circumstances that made him the way he is. And these two characters, they don't realize that in some way their traumas, they have shaped them to be how they are. They have shaped them to guard themselves, to wear these armors that they cannot shed even if they want to. It's been 3 days since I started reading The Cruel Prince, and so far I have finished reading The Wicked King, and now I'm a little bit into The Queen of Nothing. Let me finish the book and then I'll let you know my thoughts on it. Hi, it's Sunday, and the whole day went into cleaning and getting things into order. And I somehow took apart my stand fan to clean it, and now I can't put it back together, which I'm very mad about. But I could not wait to give you an update of my reading journey of The Queen of Nothing. So I have finished the book, and oh my god, what an ending! What a series! There are so many twists and turns, and for especially for young readers, I think you are going to really love these books. I could figure out the twists and turns and the direction in which the story was going from the prophecies that were in the story, but it did not mar the experience of reading the book. It was a very well done YA fantasy read, and also a very well done romance, because the romance was not overpowering, which again I have said before. Everything I loved. It was amazing to read about scheming, manipulative, um, badass female main character. Although she did have the syndrome of trying to save everyone, which is the syndrome all heroes have. So go figure. All in all, this was a fun read. And for The Cruel Prince, I give Cruel Prince 3 stars, The Wicked King 3.5 stars, and The Queen of Nothing 4 stars. Bye. See you.